Hi, welcome to For Sale Friday. I'm Dan Howell with Coldwell Banker. So we are here in one of my listings in White Oak, and we're actually having an open house on it this Sunday. So if you like what you see, stop by and see me. But today we do have a guest on our show. Her name is Tiffany, and she is with AHS Home Warranty Company, and she's right here. Come on.
Hello.
Hello, come on in. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, our hug. Yes, she's a hugger.
This is so cute. It's chilly out. It feels nice and warm. First good sign of a home.
Door here.
Oh, so cute.
So, Tiffany, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, we have Tiffany with AHS. She's a home warranty rep. So a lot of times we put home warranties on houses, but a lot of our a lot of our clients have questions about home warranties. They don't even know.
And I got that question a lot as an agent too, so I feel for you. So the way I try to describe it, a rule of thumb is a home warranty really complements homeowners insurance. Okay. So if you've ever seen the American Home Shield commercials, they're on the radio and on TV, we use the analogy where a meteor might hit your home, and that would most likely be home insurance. Okay. But a repair or replacement on a major system or appliance will absolutely happen, and that's more the warranty. So one quick example. Let's just say you had a big plumbing leak and water was everywhere, and maybe it ruined like this beautiful carpet. Your homeowner could place a claim with AHS. We would more work on the plumbing, whether it's a repair or a replacement, but your homeowner would call their homeowner's insurance for the secondary damage.
Very well, and that's exactly right. That's honestly the best way to describe it, because my next question was going to be, a lot of people confuse homeowners insurance with home warranty. So right. It's definitely different. The home warranty, is there. That's totally separate from what your homeowner's insurance would be.
Yeah, I might be biased, but I think they're both equally important. And a lot of people think they're only available to people buying and selling. That's not true at all. I mean, if you had any friends or family who weren't currently buying or selling and were interested in a home warranty, you can send them my way, and since they mentioned your name, I'll try to take care of them for you.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. So another great point that she just said, I mean, you don't have to be selling. You could just put a home warranty on your own house.
Absolutely.
Now, the next question is, so whenever I list a house, I often, most times, put the home warranty on the property, and it can cover the seller, or it cannot, depending on what the seller wants, but it will cover the buyer for 1 year. So I already kind of know the answer to this. You kind of already answered it, but what about the renewal? So after the 1 year, my buyers look at me and go, well, what now? What do I do? After the 1 year, I don't have anything. Can they renew year after year?
Yep, so backing up on your question, so the first thing is the seller does have the option. Once you list with a real estate agent, you do have to be listed with an agent, not necessarily a for sale by owner. You can get what's called seller coverage. And with American Home Shield, we offer the highest level of coverage. We go up to $2,000 of coverage for that seller before they ever pay us 1 penny of the premium. Okay. So we don't even collect the premium until the home closes. And I used to, as an agent, say, if I don't do my job and get you to the closing, you'll never owe anything for the warranty, other than if you place a claim. Our service fee is $75, so every time a contractor would come out, and that's actually the lowest in the area. And then so what would happen is once the home closes, the buyer would be covered for either 1 year, or we do have a 2-year plan, depending on what's negotiated. And then the buyer will receive renewal calls or letters from American Home Shield. And I'm so proud of this with my company, but we have the highest renewal rate in the industry, and that is remarkable. It's almost 80%.
Wow, that is a lot.
And I will tell you, that is unheard of with home warranties. Usually people utilize us their first year and they kind of get their money's worth and then cancel.
That's the one thing, and that's the one thing that I will say that is really nice, because I think that a lot of people, they'll get the home warranty, the buyers will get the home warranty and then totally forget about it, and then they'll renew it and go, oh, I never actually used it, and then they don't renew. So by the fact that you get the renewals, I think that's fantastic.
Well, and something really cool is we actually want them to use the warranty. Believe it or not, we want them to place claims. We want to cover their claims, because statistically we have found out that the more someone places claims, the longer they're a client of ours. So our price might not always be the cheapest, but we price our plan so that we can confidently cover the claims that come in, as long as they are covered in our contract. Right. And that's another important thing. If you're someone who's buying or selling or thinking about a warranty, definitely lean on someone like Dan, an expert in his industry, to get a copy of actually the fine print. So the summary is great, and all warranties will look very similar in the brochure.
Okay.
But it's a lot like if you're joining a gym or a bank. Up front, they all look very similar, but then the next thing you know, you're getting charged for every ATM you use if it's not with your bank. So I really encourage you to go through this. We actually have it as a 3rd grade reading level. We want people to understand what we're covering and what we're not covering so that we're not deceiving anyone.
So she actually answered another one. She's good. She's answered my question before I asked you that. Because the deductible. So the deductible with AHS was $75.
Right.
Okay. Now, I might throw a little curveball at you, but what, so they have a problem. They put in a service call.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever comes out, they pay the $75. What else from there?
So actually, we just made a change within the past month, so this is a great question.
Okay.
We now actually collect the funds over the phone, which is really cool because that way if the homeowner can't be there when the contractor gets there, the money's been paid. And a lot of times, agents who are always doing things they're not getting paid to do will be the one to meet the contractor.
Sure.
And then you guys don't have to worry about getting reimbursed from your client.
Right.
And then once the contractor's there, depending on what the problem is, they will call into American Home Shield to our authorizations department. And they will go over what's going on, and we will either authorize the repair, authorize a replacement, or if it is denied, then you guys can always call me. So I like to look into the denials. And sometimes we need a second opinion on a denial.
Right.
We don't get a lot of them, thank God,
Yeah.
but they do come up, and feel free to reach out to me on those because that's what I'm here to help with.
Right. Okay.
And if they're authorized to do the work, sometimes they do it that day, but a lot of times, because we replace a lot of major systems like furnaces, water heaters, obviously the new system needs ordered. So they leave and they come back once the unit is in.
So the home warranty companies, they're the ones that are warranting the property. So one of the things that I run into, and I know we talked about this before, which you don't run into it very often, but when I list a house, I almost always put the home warranty on. Now, when the seller comes to me and questions me and goes, well, wait a second, am I warranting this property for 1 year? Am I making sure that nothing happens? Like, who's paying for the problems? The buyers are paying their deductible, but who's paying for the rest? And that's you guys. And they, so just to confirm.
Yes, the seller, having a warranty in place, when you have your home on the market, I know it's really cold out today and it was snowing, but there's a sign liner that goes on the sign in your yard that will say the home comes with a 1-year warranty, or something along those lines. That is so important because you're letting those buyers know, while things might look good now, things can come up in your first year. We've already closed, so the seller can wash their hands of it. As long as they disclose everything properly. I won't get into the legalistics of it, but the buyer then has some peace of mind that the warranty can help mitigate those repair and replacement costs. Now, one thing that I'm a big believer on is not overselling what a home warranty is.
Okay.
And I've noticed that the few times we do get someone who's upset, not all the time, but most of the time, those clients very innocently didn't review the terms of the contract. So in the real estate world, we're really big on contracts, in case you guys don't know that. And so I really encourage everyone, that's why I mentioned this document. Looks different with every company, but we want you to be educated on it, mainly so you know how many times you can place the claim.
Right.
We want you to get your money's worth.
Absolutely.
But if someone doesn't read this and they think the warranty is going to cover every penny that comes up on repairs and replacements, there is not one warranty company out there that will cover every penny. And so having a very realistic and educated understanding of the warranty is so important because we want you to be happy with us.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a little bit of time. We're actually going to do our walkthrough through the house where we're going to talk about the different features of the house. Nice. And then we're going to go downstairs and Tiffany's going to talk a little bit more once we get into the laundry room where a lot of the mechanicals are.
That'd be great.
And tell us a little bit more about what's downstairs. So on the first floor here, we have kind of an open floor plan. Like I said, and please visit my website too, and danhowrealtor.com. You'll be able to take a look at this, see the address, see when the open house is. It's Sunday to 11 to 1. And also, if anybody has any questions for Tiffany before we do end it, we probably have a couple of minutes left, please feel free to ask them, and our honorary cameraman will feel free to pass along any comments or any questions that you might have. So Tiffany, what do you think about the house? So we have the open floor plan of the house, kind of, the living, dining area. It's a nice space.
I mean, my first impression was this home is filled with love. I don't mean to sound cheesy,
It is.
but whoever owns this, and I didn't get to meet the owner, but you can just tell she's a sweetheart. And I don't know about you, but that energy is such a cool thing.
Yeah, it's when you have such a nice family feeling about the house, and that's exactly what this one is. You definitely feel that way. Now we have over here this door. We are not staying out here very long.
Oh, how nice.
There's a nice side porch.
Oh, I would be out here all summer long.
I know.
Of course, today's not the best day for it, but
that's actually one of the things that the homeowner requested. She goes, Dan, please go out onto the side porch. She said, because this is one of the favorite parts of my house. We hang out here all the time. We absolutely love it out here. It's nice and quiet.
I love that this isn't a through street.
It
so like
is on a
it's so
street.
private, which would be nice if you did have kids. Like, look at that in this one. It's really cute.
Okay. Travel through the kitchen. So we have a nice sized galley kitchen. The one thing that I like to say about the galley kitchens is that a lot of people say they want a big kitchen, they want an expansive kitchen. Well, you know what I like to do in my kitchen? Like, I like to be here, and I like to reach over and have access to there. I like to have my microwave, I take my pots, and I put it right in the sink. The galley kitchen, to me, this setup is probably the most, like the best layout for a kitchen. I mean, to just be able to, wherever you're standing, to reach over and not have to run across the kitchen or run around an island or anything like that. Like, to actually have everything here, it's incredibly usable.
Especially if you're cooking and you realize you need a glass of wine, it's right there.
That's right.
And what is this, Dan? Is this a little patio as well?
It's kind of a little porch. You can take a look
how
out
cute.
there.
Yeah. And how nice in the summer to have both of these doors open, just have the wind go right through the home.
Just another side door. There's a little porch out there. It looks like she has a little chair.
I mean, hello, sunbathing.
I don't know, your neighbors might look in on you
That's
over
true.
there.
Okay,
Okay, so go downstairs.
Oh, wow. So this looks like it was recently redone, maybe.
This was actually recently redone. This has been redone since the homeowner has had the property. It's kind of some added space.
Cute.
It could be a game room, it could be a man cave, it could be a kid's cave.
A Penn State fan club.
Penn State cave.
I like it.
Whatever, whatever you're looking for. But yeah, she had all of the basement done, the walls, the floor.
Wow.
And over
it looks
here,
very dry, which is the first thing I noticed.
That's right. There's a nice little walk-in over here. You have access to the back of the house, which is the backyard. It's not overly large, but it's definitely a usable backyard for the kids.
You can work out
And
while you're watching
work
the TV. I'm too tall though.
So there's definitely plenty of space down here. The garage, actually I'm not even going to open it, it's dark in there. But we'll head on into the laundry/utility room. And we have our iconic Pittsburgh potty here.
How great.
That's right, squashed right in between the laundry tub and the washer, which is incredibly typical. This is not to be considered a half bath.
I love the leopard print flare. Are you sure she's not a real estate agent?
So Tiffany, we're down here with the mechanicals of the house. Of course, we have the furnace, we have the hot water tank, we have the electric system, all the plumbing. So what do you have to say about everything?
Well, the nice thing at least with American Home Shield, now meanwhile, this room is super clean. I know a lot of basements have a lot more cobwebs than hers, so good for her. But these systems can look like they're working fine. And as you and I both know, the inspector comes in with a fine-tooth comb, and rightly so, that's their job. And while the furnace clearly is working because it feels so warm in her home, it could be that there's a cracked heat exchanger. And we're one of the only companies that say, and I didn't know about cracked heat exchangers before this job, so forgive me if you don't know what that is, but it's inside the guts of the furnace. And a heat exchanger does not crack overnight.
Right.
It's almost like a tree when it grows and there's rings. So American Home Shield says, hey, you can't see the heat exchanger. If the inspector detects carbon monoxide, which is an odorless gas, very dangerous, you might not even know that it's leaking because it can still work. We're one of the only companies that will cover that because we consider it an undetectable pre-existing condition. And just to give you
such a great point. Pre-existing conditions are huge.
Now, that term without the word undetectable means a completely different thing.
Right.
So like
Very
if
true.
this furnace unit had like a big kick in it and it was dented in, which it's not at all, it looks in great shape, that would not be covered because visually you could see that it wasn't working before.
Right, absolutely.
And we even cover, like say for instance this furnace would stop working and the inspector said it hasn't been maintained in a long time. American Home Shield does not discriminate on that. Lack of maintenance, if it stops working, we do not discriminate on the age of the system.
American Home Shield does not discriminate. So the other thing, I actually mentioned this on my Terminology Tuesday, is the hot water tank. So, you know, it's what, 2017, you see a lot of times they'll have the dates, I don't think she has the date on this one, but it'll say like 2006 that was installed. It looks brand new, it's totally clean.
Looks like 2004, not far off.
Okay, 2004. So, you would think, oh, that's a newer hot water tank. Well, not really. So newer hot water tanks can last 10 to 13 years. Well, that's average, I'm sorry. So, you know, which is something that a home warranty would, you know, if something were to happen with the hot water tank and it wasn't working order beforehand, that would be something that you would cover, right?
And again, every company is very different. A lot of times water heaters will fail because they're beyond the life expectancy. Okay. And that's why I make such a big point about that. To me, I don't understand the point of a warranty if you're going to discriminate on the age. So a lot of times in the inspection, the inspector might say it's working fine, but it's beyond its life expectancy. Be very careful with that because if it's not with us, that company could deny it because it's beyond the lifespan, even if it was working.
Right, so a home warranty in this case for this, so this is 13 years, so really, even though it looks like it's a newer hot water tank, it's kind of at the end of its life. So a home warranty would be perfect to put on this house for.
I would, yes, absolutely.
Like
now it looks like she really maintained it, which is nice.
Right.
But
okay.
Now not many warranty companies cover, none that I know of cover the washer and dryer for the seller, but I would say for a buyer, these newer appliances can be such a pain in the butt because they're more computers than like the older appliances. So absolutely consider making sure your plan includes appliances for sure. You'll get a lot of use, and if we can't repair them, we have to replace it. So you can either go with our replacement option or you can upgrade and just pay the difference of what we would have offered you.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So we've covered electric, we've covered plumbing, we've covered the mechanicals, like the hot water tank and the furnace. We missing anything?
I would just say one quick note about electrical. So this looks like it's in great shape. I'm not an electrician, but I will say, remember when you are either buying or selling a home, the warranty, the trigger for a warranty to call in a claim is when something's not working properly. So a lot of times the inspector, and again, they're just doing their job. We're thankful for them because they help us understand. But if it's just not up to code, that wouldn't necessarily be a claim. But if it wasn't working, there was no power to a whole room, outlets aren't working, if the GFCI isn't triggering, that would be your time to place a claim. And I'm here to help you figure out what those items are.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I'm from the restaurant industry. We always have problems, right, originally.
Okay.
And so we would always place calls into our people, and like the first thing they would say is, check your breaker. Like, make sure your breaker's turned on. I thought you were going to say, before you call us and spend $75, click your breaker, make sure your breaker works. But no, okay. So anyway.
Our claims department will walk you through that, actually.
Okay, perfect.
That's nice.
Check your breakers. But Tiffany, thanks so much for coming on. It really was great, and you know, we're going to put all of Tiffany's contact information below. So if you do have any other questions, or you want to put a home warranty on your house, whether or not you're buying, you're selling, or you've lived in your house for 30 years, you can still put a home warranty on it. Feel free to contact her, contact me. And now all of our videos are available on YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel just at the beginning stages. You can go and subscribe to Dan Howell Realtor on YouTube, and all of our Foreclosure Fridays will be on there. I just had some people that weren't on Facebook that asked about them, so we can have them on, like Tiffany's not on Facebook.
Well, I love your new branding, For Sale Fridays.
For Sale Fridays,
I love
that's
that.
right. It's on. And don't forget about the open house this Sunday, 11 to 1. I'll be here. Any questions?
Nice.
Let me know.
You guys should check it out. It's so adorable.
All right, thanks. Have a great day.